MJ was right.
Oh no, yeah.
Why would the city need me when it has you?
You know, Peter, for somebody that's as intelligent as yourself, you have a knack for saying some stupid ass shit. In this dimension that we live in, we have been exposed to countless different versions and adaptations of Spider-Man. And throughout most of those adaptations, it has become the norm to start off with the Spider-Man's origin story and then work the story up from there. But over at Insomnia Studios, they decided to skip all of that and give us a more seasoned Spider-Man, a veteran Peter Parker. One of the reasons they did this is so Peter Parker can be competent enough to teach the new generation so he can eventually pass on the torch to Miles Morales. Let me tell you why that's not a good idea. Miles Morales should not be Spider-Man. The ending for Spider-Man 2 where Peter Parker takes a break and lets Miles handle the city for a while, I think is a very dangerous move. And no, I'm not saying that he's too weak or he's not ready or anything. Miles has already proven that he is competent enough to protect the city. But the question I have for him is, how long can he hold that up? Let us dive in and take a moment to dissect the life of Miles Morales. Miles starts off as your everyday teenager who gets bitten by the spider and his father is killed off by a villain. Then he meets Peter Parker and all of these events give him the motivation to become Spider-Man. And on his journey of becoming Spider-Man, he has definitely been tested with a lot of losses and betrayals and heartbreaks. My boy has definitely earned his stripes, but my problem is all of those events happened in the span of 2 years. That is not a long time at all. Miles Morales is still very young and he is in his honeymoon phase of being Spider-Man. He still takes immense pleasure of the concept and the purpose of being a hero. Like in Spider-Man 2, it took Craven showing up, him having his redemption with Martin Lee, Peter turning evil for a while, and Venom taking over the city just for him to do his college essay. It's crazy how in this game, Pete has been trying to duck Spider-Man to become Peter Parker, while Miles has been trying to duck Miles Morales to be Spider-Man. This is something that the characters kind of called him out for doing, but I don't think they understand how bad the problem actually is. This kid is obsessed with being a vigilante. Like when they went to the Coney Island, for example, and decided to take some time off and have fun with all their friends, Miles decided to leave early because he went in the minigame section and it kind of killed his mood for the day, which is understandable. So then when it's all done, I leave the Coney Island as Peter Parker, and one of the first things I see is Miles Morales giving them late night hospital workers overtime. This nigga is willing to use any excuse imaginable to avoid his actual responsibilities to go outside and beat the shit out of random thugs because that is his only passion in life.
Hey Miles, you busy? I need
Whatever it is, I'm down.
Mom, do you need me to go?
Didn't you just finish telling me how busy you are?
Yeah, but I always have time for my community.
What he's really trying to say is he's always gonna have time to beat somebody's ass. Don't be fooled by his slightly nerdy voice and his wholesome demeanor. Miles Morales is a nigga, just like the rest of us. The craziest thing about this situation is that this is a problem that all of the characters are aware of. So who said it was a good idea to let this nigga Miles be Spider-Man by himself? We have a teenager with his whole life ahead of him, already struggling to balance his real life with his Spider-Man life. I have an idea. Let's give him more Spider-Man work to do. Let's put the entire responsibility of New York in this kid's hands. Peter, you of all people should know how bad of a situation this is, because for most of your life at this point, Spider-Man was always in the way. And look at all the problems that it being in the way led to in your life. What do you think is going to happen to Miles? Right now, he's nowhere near as tired and doesn't have the mental wear and tear that you do, but that's because he's only been Spider-Man for 2 years. It's only the beginning for his ass. There's gonna become a time where people like Yankee or his mom are gonna be in trouble and he won't be able to save them. There's gonna be a time where people like Haley is gonna build up resentment for him for being Spider-Man too much and neglecting her. If you thought Scream was bad, you don't want to see Haley as a symbiote. You won't be able to talk her out of it or use the sound waves because she can't hear nothing. And yes, I already know that this is not a permanent retirement for Peter Parker. we will see the OG Spider-Man return. He took a break to get his life together. But that's the issue. How long is that break exactly going to take? Getting your life together is not a summer vacation. It is a whole lifestyle change. Unfortunately, there is nothing stopping you from becoming Spider-Man again and an even dangerous and more evil villain coming up and fucking up all the progress you made so far. And on the topic of villains, yes, Miles Morales has proven that he is strong as hell, but there are villains out there that he still cannot match. The world still needs Peter Parker. Miles still needs you. Like, look at the fucking suits that he wears without your influence.
What?
That's it,
What is that? Who changed him into that?
It's time for a Miles Morales original, you know? One of one.
When did he get dressed?
This sounds extremely unfair because if anybody deserves a break, it's Pete. But there shouldn't be no Spider-Man anymore. There should be Spider-Men. They don't even understand how blessed New York is and how blessed they are to have 2, potentially 3 Spider-Men in the same universe. I know some people that will put some dirt in your eye just to have that shit for one day. This is why I believe there shouldn't be no replacements or no passing down of the torch. There should be multiple individuals, remarkable people sharing this burden together. All of the wonders of the world, all of the great nations and kingdoms were not built on the hands of one person. They were built by an army, a team, a family. If they do this now, while the city is more or less calm and the big boys haven't showed up yet, they will both equally have enough time to pursue their actual lives because they will have less crime to fight individually. So while Miles 100% can take care of the city on his own, I don't think that he should. Because at the end of the day, you may be a spider, but you are still a man. And a man has his limits. It is time to relieve ourselves of these outdated principles and find new ways to tackle our problems. Throughout the events of Spider-Man 2, when one of the Spider-Men were in trouble, there was always the other one to come and save them. I hope they eventually realize that the city needs both of them at all times. And more importantly, they need each other. Did I also mention that Miles is black?
You're in the way, Miles!
My fellow true believers, thank you so much for 2K subs. But as far as Spider-Man 2, I'm already getting bored. I need that Venom DLC to hurry up and come out. Gotham Knights is free right now. Let's check that out.
Hey, look at this dude in the back, bro.
I'm Batman. Really, Dick?